species in news. Next theme, species in news. Okay, now so first was white sambar, that was in news. Okay, species news, why news, important information, and these things are something that you have to see. Okay, so first is white sambar. Now white sambar, it is also called as leucistic sambar. Leucistic sambar. Now few important aspects with respect to the environment ecology is there. We'll understand it a little bit because questions on similar things have been asked. देखो तीन चीज होती है, एक होता है एल्बिनिज्म. प्लीज राइट हेयर, साइड में लिख लो एल्बिनिज्म. Then there is melanism. Melanism. And then there is leucism. Okay, these are three physiological aberrations or mutations that are responsible for different physical features in animals. Okay, albinism. Albinism में क्या होगा? There will be complete absence of melanin. There will be complete absence of melanin. अब melanin is one which is responsible for giving a dark color to the skin or to coat of an animal. So complete absence of melanin, ये क्या होता है? albinism. समझ में आ रहा है? ठीक है, it is a genetic condition. क्या है ये? It is a genetic condition. Melanism is opposite of albinism. Melanism is opposite of sorry. Albinism and melanism are opposite. Albinism में no melanin और melanism के अंदर में excess melanin. Here there will be na excess or abundance of melanin. ठीक है, you remember we discussed about the melanistic tiger. Which state? Odisha. Which tiger reserve? Simlipal tiger reserve. ठीक है. And leucism. Now why, what is leucism? Leucism is because of the partial loss of pigments in the body. Now when we talk about pigments, for example, you will observe that you have a different color of your eyes. आपका आई का कलर डिफरेंट होगा, आपका स्किन का कलर. तो अंडरस्टैंड योर हेयर कलर विल बी डिफरेंट. somebody will be having black, somebody will have brown hair. ठीक है, तो there are lot of pigments which give different colors to our skin, to our eyeball, to our hair, etc. Now leucism क्या होता है? leucism के अंदर में there is a partial loss of pigment. There is a partial loss of pigments. Is it clear or not? Fine. Which will be responsible for discolored coat or discolored or patchy body of an animal. Are you getting it or not? Complete loss नहीं, partial loss of certain pigments happen. It is because of the partial loss. समझ में आ रहा है? अब बिल्कुल crisp, you need to understand the difference. Albinism, absence of melanin. Melanism, absence of melanism, excess of melanin. Leucism, partial loss of pigments such as which give color to your eyes, give color to your skin and such thing. तो उससे क्या होगा? Patchy skin, discolored coat of a animal. ठीक है, तो what has happened? So recently white sambar, which is a variety of sambar only, but having leucism, was found in Kaveri Wildlife Sanctuary. Where it was found? It was first time observed in Sangma Range. Sangma Range is where? Kaveri Wildlife Sanctuary. Is it clear or not? Now, Kaveri Wildlife Sanctuary, which state? Karnataka. This is not the first time that such animal has been spotted. Earlier, it was spotted in Bandipur Tiger Reserve, that already we have seen. It is in Karnataka, part of the Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve. Is it clear or not? Okay, I have written here leucism so that you can understand. Leucism is where pigmentation of animal skin is missing, causing white or pale skin. Are we clear or not? Now, when we talk about the Kaveri Wildlife Sanctuary, okay, Kaveri Wildlife Sanctuary primarily located where? Located in Karnataka. Is it clear or not? Okay, moving to the next one. Moving to the next one. Leopard. Okay, IUCN status of सांबर क्या है? Vulnerable. Leopard. Now, leopard is the part of the family of big cats. Okay, family of big cats. Now understand this thing, very important part. See, big cats में कौन कौन आता है? Tiger, lion, jaguar, leopard, snow leopard. You don't find cheetah here. Is it clear or not? So cheetah is not the part of big cats. Leopard comes in the big cat. Or big cat में smallest big cat is leopard. Fine. Leopard, it is the smallest of the big cat, and recently, because of the sterilization of a leopard in Maharashtra, it was in news. Okay. Now, when we talk about leopards, fine, nocturnal animal means that it hunts in the night. Okay. Wildlife Protection Act. Wildlife Protection Act. It is Schedule 1, means hunting is not allowed, cannot be declared as vermin. Okay, cannot be killed until and unless two conditions that we have mentioned. Okay, IUCN status क्या है? Vulnerable. IUCN status क्या है? Vulnerable. CITES Appendix 1 means international trade is not allowed. International trade is not allowed. Are we getting it or not? ठीक है. Feeds on smaller species such as cheetal, hog deer, wild boar, etc. Okay. State of Rhino 2023 report. State of Rhino 2023 report. Okay. Now, when we talk about the rhinoceros, so there are the five subspecies of rhinos that we have. There are 5 subspecies of rhino that we have. Listen. सबसे पहले है ग्रेट वन हॉर्न राइनो. ग्रेट वन हॉर्न राइनो. नाउ व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट इंडिया, इंडिया में कौन सा मिलता है? ग्रेटर वन हॉर्न राइनो. एंड ग्रेटर वन हॉर्न राइनो इज द बिगेस्ट राइनो. बिगेस्ट राइनो. व्हाट इज देयर स्टेटस? वल्नरेबल on IUCN red list. Then there is Javan rhino found in Java. What is the status? Critically endangered. Sumatran rhino, critically endangered. White rhino, near threatened. Now understand this particular thing. When we talk about white horn rhino, there are basically 2 subspecies within the white horn rhino. Okay. Now one is the northern white horn rhino and other is the southern white horn rhino. Northern white horn rhino and the southern white horn rhino. इस पूरे स्पीशी का स्टेटस क्या है? नियर थ्रेटेंड. बट northern white horn rhino, now this is something which is something little bit important. It is functionally extinct. It is functionally extinct. Now understand this thing. There are only 2 northern white horn rhinos that have left, and both are female. So there is no possibility of their survival. But as they are 2, still it is not extinct, therefore it is functionally extinct. Means that within next few years when they'll die, this particular species of rhino will be extinct, which I'm talking about, the northern whitehorn rhino. Northern whitehorn rhino functionally extinct. Now these rhinos, they are right now lodged in Kenya. They are right now lodged in Kenya. Okay, clear है या नहीं है? Southern there is ample population of them. ठीक है? Okay, then there is black rhino, critically endangered, and one horn rhino, already we have discussed, it is in India. ठीक है, यहाँ पे देख लिया. Is it clear or not? Now when we talk about the one horn rhino, large one horn rhino के लिए दो चीजें हैं. सबसे पहले the largest population of one horn rhino in India is where? काजीरंगा नेशनल पार्क. ठीक है, सबसे ज्यादा पॉपुलेशन कहां पे है? काजीरंगा नेशनल पार्क. लेकिन द मोस्ट कंसंट्रेटेड पॉपुलेशन ऑफ वन हॉर्न राइनो वो कहां पे है? इट इज इन पोबितोरा वाइल्ड लाइफ सेंचुरी. ओके, पोबितोरा वाइल्ड लाइफ सेंचुरी. सो टू थिंग्स, in absolute numbers they are in Kaziranga National Park. 90% of one horn rhinos are in Kaziranga National Park, but concentration, highest density of one horn rhino वो काजीरंगा में नहीं है. वो कहां पे है? पोबितोरा वाइल्ड लाइफ सेंचुरी. पोबितोरा वाइल्ड लाइफ सेंचुरी, it has the highest concentration or highest density of rhinos. Fine. So major places where they are found in India: Kaziranga National Park, Pobitora Wildlife Sanctuary, Orang National Park, Manas National Park, fine, in Assam, and Jaldapara National Park, Gorumara National Park in West Bengal, and Dudhwa Tiger Reserve in Uttar Pradesh. This is the expanse of them, but majority दो ही जगह पे, Pobitora and Manas, Kaziranga National Park. Is it clear or not? ठीक है. Now, recently, why rhino was in news? Because State of Rhino 2023 report was released. Who releases the State of Rhino 2020 State of Rhino report? International Rhino Foundation, which largely talks about population of rhino, conservation programs with respect to rhino, threats that they are facing. ठीक है. अभी एक चीज है कि that majority of animals, इनके threats क्या हैं? Hunting, particularly greater one horn rhino, it faces a threat for its horn, which has a lot of usage in Chinese medication. Okay, fine. New Delhi Declaration of Asian Rhino 2019, signed by India, Bhutan, Nepal, Indonesia, Malaysia. Okay. Then Tasmanian tiger or Tasmanian wolf. Okay, now listen this particular thing. When we talk about basically Tasmanian wolf, Tasmanian devil, ठीक है, थोड़ा सा one concept I want to tell you. First of all, Tasmanian wolf के बारे में बात कर लेते हैं. तो when we talk about Tasmanian wolf, it looks मिक्स ऑफ अ वुल्फ, डॉग, टाइगर. देखो टाइगर वाली स्ट्राइप्स भी हैं थोड़ी सी, ठीक है, डॉग जैसा भी लग रहा है, वुल्फ जैसा भी लग रहा है. तो therefore it is called as Tasmanian tiger, also called as Tasmanian wolf, but it competes with a dog, ठीक है, dingo. Now Tasmanian wolf, it is being said to be virtually extinct. ठीक है, थोड़ा सा इस मैप पे फोकस करो. Here we have Australia and here we have Tasmania. ठीक है, Tasman Sea, and here यहाँ पे if you can see we have the Tasmania. Now word Tasmanian wolf, Tasmanian devil, it comes from the Tasmania. Now this Tasmanian wolf, it has not been spotted for many years. Okay, it basically it was confined to Tasmania and Australia, but it got disappeared from Australia 2000 years back. And now it was confined to Tasmania, but it has not been seen in Tasmania also in the wild. So therefore, it is being predicted that it has got extinct. It has got extinct. Now, when we talk about Tasmania, Tasmania is known for some very unique species, that is Tasmanian devil, which is the world's largest carnivorous marsupial. ठीक है? Already they asked the question on marsupials. Marsupials क्या होते हैं? What are the marsupials? See this particular thing. When we talk about mammals, देखो समझो, mammals are largely broadly of three types. Placental mammals, placental mammals will give birth to young ones, and the young ones, when they are in the body of a mammal, they will be nourished, they will be sustained by a placenta. Okay, so placenta nourishes the embryo in the body. Placental mammals. Humans kya hai? Humans are the placental mammals. Fine. Then there are monotremes. Monotremes are egg-laying mammals. Okay, monotremes are egg-laying mammals. So mammals give birth to young ones, but within mammal they are actually a kind of an exception. They lay eggs. So monotreme are egg-laying mammals. And then there are marsupials. There are marsupials. Now, what are marsupials? Marsupials give birth to a relatively underdeveloped child, and they will be having a pouch. Within that particular pouch, fine, that particular young one will further develop. Is it clear or not? So marsupials, they will be having a body pouch, and in that body pouch, the development of young one will happen. So largely we have three categories of mammals. Again, placental mammals, fine, which is the biggest category. Okay, humans are an example of placental mammals. Monotremes, egg-laying mammals, and marsupials. Okay, Tasmanian devil, it is an example of marsupial, and it happens to be the biggest carnivorous marsupial. समझ में आ रहा है या नहीं आ रहा है? These marsupials, their extent is very much limited to this region of Australia, Tasmania only. Is it clear or not? You will not find their extent that much. Yes, clear है? Okay, then Gurnard sea robin. Gurnard sea robin. So this was a new species of fish that was discovered, and where it is discovered? Discovered in West Bengal. What is the distinct feature? Fine, pectoral. यहाँ पे back पे एक fin होता है, and pectoral fin and the black color little bit spots are there. Okay, so sea gurnards. ठीक है, गुची मशरूम का क्वेश्चन पूछा था ना, तो स्पीशीज एक्सेट्रा भी जो थोड़ी सी न्यूज में था, दिस वाज क्वाइट इन द न्यूज. तो सी गुरनाट्स, इट इज फाउंड इन वेस्ट बंगाल, एंड रिसर्च इज फाउंड बाय हुम? जूलॉजिकल सर्वे ऑफ इंडिया. अभी जूलॉजिकल सर्वे ऑफ इंडिया का हेडक्वार्टर कहां पे है? हेडक्वार्टर इज नॉट इन दिल्ली, हेडक्वार्टर इज इन कोलकाता. हेडक्वार्टर इज इन कोलकाता, एंड वर्क्स अंडर विच मिनिस्ट्री? मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एनवायरमेंट, फॉरेस्ट एंड क्लाइमेट चेंज. Okay, Conocorpus plants. Conocorpus plant. So Conocorpus are banned by Gujarat. Earlier they were banned by Telangana. Conocorpus plants. Okay, this is a type of an invasive plant. This is a type of an invasive plant, fine, which is native to, which was native to from South America. Now, one basic question I will ask: what is? You'll find that these invasive species, they grow at a very fast rate. Why? These invasive species, you will see that they grow at a very fast rate. Why? बताओ। हम हमेशा बात करते हैं इन्वेजिव स्पीशीज इंट्रोड्यूस हो गया, इन्वेजिव स्पीशी आ गया तो वो नेटिव स्पीशी को ओवर पावर कर देगा, दे ग्रो वेरी फास्ट, दे पॉपुलेट वेरी फास्ट। वेरी बेसिक क्वेश्चन, व्हाई? और बेसिक करके बताओ। तो फिर तो नेटिव को भी तो करना है वो तो। हाँ तो फिर वो फाइट बैक क्यों नहीं कर रहा? बहुत बेसिक रीजन है, बहुत बेसिक रीजन है। अंडरस्टैंड दिस पर्टिकुलर थिंग दैट द नेटिव स्पीशीज ऑफ प्लांट्स फॉर एग्जांपल, दे हैव देयर प्रेडिटर्स, दे हैव देयर पेस्ट, ओके, जो उनकी पॉपुलेशन को अंडर चेक रखते हैं। When a invasive species is introduced, they don't have their pest, they don't have their predators. Are you getting it or not? So they don't face that competition which the other species will face. ठीक है, क्योंकि उनके ऊपर में वो चेक करने के लिए प्रेडेटर्स, पेस्ट एक्सेट्रा नहीं है, दे ग्रो एट अ वेरी फास्ट रेट. नाउ some of the invasive species that are in use time and time again, उनका नाम लिख लीजिए. एक तो यूकेलिप्टस है, वी हैव दिस कॉर्नोकार्पस, देयर इज यूकेलिप्टस, देयर इज प्रोसिपिस जूलिफिरा, प्रोसिपिस जूलिफिरा, प्रोसोपिस okay, also called as fine eucalyptus, cornocarpus, prosopis, juliflora, clear, lantana camara, clear. Yes, these are some of the ones which are in use again and again. एक और देखो, थोड़ा सा मेंस के लिए इसको यूज करना. एक्चुअल में इशू क्या है ना, इशू ये है कि दैट बिकॉज दे डोंट हैव द नेचुरल कंपिटिटर्स, प्रेडेटर्स, पेस्ट एटसेट्रा, दे थ्राइव क्वाइट इजीली. ये ग्रो बहुत जल्दी करते हैं. बिकॉज ये ग्रो बहुत जल्दी करते हैं तो ऑफन द इन अर्बन लैंडस्केपिंग, इन अर्बन फॉरेस्ट्री, क्या होगा, इन वाले प्लांट को प्लांट कर देते हैं. ठीक है, तो गवर्नमेंट के लिए नेटिव प्लांट करना और उनका टेक केयर करना इज डिफिकल्ट. So what they do, they plant them, they thrive quickly. So in urban greens, urban landscaping, ठीक है, in urban forestry, they are used a lot. Okay, so Cornocarpus plants, non-indigenous species, fine, fast growing mangrove. It is a variety of fast growing mangrove. Okay, and because of its invasive nature, it has now been banned. Earlier it was banned in Telangana. The next is pangolin. Pangolin. Recently, one more species of pangolin has been discovered. Right now, there are the 8 species of pangolin. Pangolin is also in use. समझो क्या है कि जो pangolin है ना, pangolin is being linked with the COVID. It up till now, the short link of COVID has not been found, but up till now it has been predicted that COVID came from pangolin and bat. Okay, the COVID virus came from pangolin and bat. Okay, so this is the thing. Now, actually, when we talk about pangolins, there are the 8 species of pangolin. There are 8 species of pangolin. 4 species of pangolin are found in Africa. That is black-bellied pangolin, white-bellied pangolin, giant ground pangolin, and the Temix ground pangolin. Within Asia, we have 4 varieties of pangolin. That is Indian pangolin, Philippine pangolin, Sunda pangolin, and Chinese pangolin. 4 varieties of pangolin we find in Asia. Okay, now what happened? There is, abhi samjho what happened in China. By investigating the scales of a pangolin, it was found that the scales of pangolin are different from the other varieties of pangolin that are observed. So researchers, they are predicting that apart from these 8 species of pangolin, there is one more species of pangolin. ठीक है, up till now more conclusive research and more conclusive study has not come. It is being named as Manis mysteria. It is being named as Manis mysteria. Okay, मतलब a mystery, there is a mystery, अभी तक clear नहीं है, but they have found by seeing those scales of a pangolin that were being traded in the Chinese market that these scales, ठीक है, तो ये देख रहे हो ना इनकी बॉडी के ऊपर में, fine, these they are called as scales. They are made up of keratin, ठीक है, and because they are made up of keratin there is a huge demand of these scales. The keratins are used as a product in hair products. They are used in hair products, ठीक है, तो for the keratin that is found here in their scale there is a lot of market. So in the gray market of China, by seeing these scales, it was found that these scales are not like other 8 species that are there. So there might be a 9th species of pangolin. Okay, now when we talk about the pangolin, pangolin have a particular defense mechanism. They have a particular defense mechanism, and this defense mechanism is that when they will see a predator, they will turn round, they will turn like a ball, ठीक है, which is called as volvation. Volvation is their protection mechanism. Volvation, that is they will turn like a ball, ठीक है. Are we clear or not? So 8 species of pangolin, maybe there is a 9th species of pangolin. We need not to know the status of everyone, but Indian pangolin का status आपको पता होना चाहिए. So when we talk about Indian pangolin, where they are found? They are found in Bihar, West Bengal, Assam, and some of the Chinese pangolin are also found in India, and their status is endangered on IUCN red list. Their status is endangered on IUCN red list, and Chinese pangolin का status क्या है? Critically endangered. Is it clear or not? Fine, ठीक है, तो कोई आश्चर्य की बात नहीं है, ठीक है. Okay, now pangolins, they are nocturnal. Nocturnal means active during the night. They dig burrows, ठीक है, they dig burrows underground and they feed on ants. Is it clear or not? And also because of the digging of burrows, what they do, they make the soils moist, ठीक है. तो अगर ऊपर की टॉप सॉइल और नीचे की सॉइल देखोगे तो मॉइस्चर का लेवल डिफरेंट होता है. इट इज कॉल्ड एज एरेशन. एरेशन इज एडिंग मॉइस्चर टू द soil. So because of their digging from the underground, they add the moisture to soil. Aeration. Is it clear? Fine. One last species देख लेते हैं. Great Indian Bustard. Great Indian Bustard. So just I think 1 week back also the Great Indian Bustard was in news. Why? Because Supreme Court has constituted a expert committee to overlook conservation of Great Indian Bustard. Abhi Great Indian Bustard, when we talk about it, it is critically endangered. Great Indian Bustard, it is critically endangered, and very few members of this particular species are now remaining. Now, Great Indian Bustard, majority of Great Indian Bustards are found in Rajasthan. Majority of Great Indian Bustards are found in Rajasthan. After Rajasthan, some population is found in Gujarat. Okay. Also, what has happened? Cyclone Biparjoy also impacted the Great Indian Bustard population. Now, see this particular thing. Great Indian Bustard, they have problem on multiple fronts. Number one problem with respect to the Great Indian Bustard is the electrocution problem. Great Indian Bustard, they have a poor frontal vision, and because of their poor frontal vision, often they get strangled in electricity wires in Rajasthan. Now there are two problems that are happening. Number one, we are developing solar power in Rajasthan. If we are developing solar power in Rajasthan, that electricity is to be transported from point A to point B. And for transmission of electricity, what we need? We need the transmission infrastructure, electricity wires. And if we are going for deploying the solar power in Rajasthan, these great Indian bustards are getting strangled in them and they are dying. So one problem is the electrocution in the electricity transmission lines. Second problem is many of great Indian bustards, they fly to Pakistan. And as they fly to Pakistan, because of the weak protection, they are hunted there for their meat. This is another problem. Third problem is habitat loss. Third problem is the habitat loss. And because of that, great Indian bustard population has reduced drastically in this particular belt. Fine. There are only 4 remaining females of grasslands. Fine. In Gujarat. Now, great Indian bustard, it is a state bird of Rajasthan, and it is found where? Rajasthan, Gujarat, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, but 90% plus population is found in Rajasthan. Threat क्या है? Collision, electrocution with wires, power transmission line, habitat loss, hunting. Okay, IUCN status is critically endangered. CITES Appendix 1 means their trade is not allowed. CMS Appendix 1 and Wildlife Protection Act Schedule 1. Is it clear or not? समझ में आ रहा है? So this is with respect to the great Indian bustard. Okay. Any doubt if you have, please ask. ठीक है. Now please take 5-7 minutes of time and please go through the species wala topic, and please ensure that there is no doubt, and if in case there is any doubt, please ask it. देखो, कीस्टोन स्पीशी होती है विच प्लेज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट रोल इन एन इकोसिस्टम. मीन्स अगर आपने वो स्पीशी हटा दी, ठीक है, वो स्पीशी अगर आपने हटा दी तो बेसिकली क्या है कि पूरा का पूरा इकोसिस्टम कोलैप्स हो जाएगा या बहुत ज्यादा नेगेटिव इंपैक्ट होगा. ठीक है, कीस्टोन स्पीशी. Okay, now understand many number of a time keystone species and flagship species are used interchangeably also, that can be used. But sometimes what happens, flagship species more used for that particular kind of an animal which is an iconic to a particular area. Just for example, the moment you will think about Assam, one horn rhino might come in your mind. Are you getting it or not? So a species which is iconic to a particular habitat, a particular vegetation, a particular area, we often refer to as a flagship species. But बहुत बार ये overlap भी करते हैं. It can be yes, a species can be a flagship as well as keystone. Yes, please, it is not a break. Go through this. I know it is very painful.